Now this shed, what I've decided is that this shed here is like a storage shed. So I either have this door open or it's closed and locked. I don't need this doorknob on it. So I'm gonna pull this off to use for the other shed. Oh wow, I didn't use my signature screws on that thing. Oh, I don't have a poker tool here, do I? Damn it. Oh yeah, I need the poker tool for that. Well, actually, a small drill bit. These commercial grade knobs are a bit weird. This interesting mechanism you might not have seen before. They're commercial grade, they're really smooth. When you lock them, they lock, but if you turn them from the other side, they automatically unlock. That's the reason why they're commercial grade, because they're supposed to be designed so that you can escape in a hurry if there's a fire or something. Now I don't need that for this shed, so I'm just gonna throw a deadbolt onto it. A deadbolt, however, needs a door pull. So I was kind of thinking, if I put the original door pulls back on it, maybe I can punch a hole in it for the deadbolt to pass through and use this as kind of like, now, can I get in there with a small marker and map out this hole? Well, let's see how well that worked. Ish. So I wonder how hard it is to drill into that. Can I go right in with my, this bit here? Also, to give me something to drill against, can I put this on? Kinda not really. Well, we'll give it a try. Gotta get that hole right. Oh, that walked badly. Oh, let's start with a pilot. Oh, good news is this feels like it's mild enough steel. Shouldn't be hard to get this done. Whoa, this bit is, what the hell is wrong with this bit? I've never met such a bent bit in my life. Okay, we have a pilot now. Okay. Damn, where'd I put the screws? They're right there. I'm gonna mount this back on there so it's easy to work with. See if we can do a bit of damage here. Oi. I really should have my safety squints on. Oh, that hole went too low. You motherfucker. Oh, that's the size we need, but I need that hole to go up. Go up, hole up. It's actually surprisingly effective. Not supposed to use these this way. All right, now this way. Oh, this is a wicked hack job. Almost there. So you have a back set with just the little, you know, flange on it. So if I can get it in there, a little tight, but I don't think that's the, that might be the size of the hole in general. I think just the hole in the door needs to be bigger. Wonder if we can force fit it. Oh yeah, that worked. Now, if only I remembered to adjust the back set before I installed it. This door's a long spec, as I call it. All right, let's see here now. And before we snug it up, make sure that it sits nice and moves nice. It's a little sketch. It'll probably do. Let's check. Yep. All right, let's send it. Lock the shed. Unlock the shed. And door pull. The only thing I'm noticing is I don't think, no, the deadbolt latch is not fully extending as it should. That means this pocket needs to go deeper. I have an app for that. I feel like that should be enough meat right there. Yeah, that's good. That's right where we want it. That's perfect. Deadbolt, door pull, That's all we need. Get the strike back in there. Oh, that's a big wasp. Where the hell did that come from? Why do you have to land right in my work zone? Okay, yeah, you go away. Yeah, we're good. Now let's get this thing out of here. This thing that is not very attractive. Basic plain Jane doorknob. Now remember what I said about those back sets being two different lengths? Well, those commercials come stock with the longer one, 2 3/4 I think, and it's not adjustable. So here is a replacement one. You see the difference, eh? This is the 2 3/8. I call it long spec and short spec, respectively. Both stainless steel, UL listed. They're really nice doorknobs. They're expensive. I found these ones on sale, but I couldn't resist. They're just they're so smooth. I hate to admit I'm a bit of a doorknob snob. I can't stand just plain Jane cheap Wisers anymore. Oh, come on. Got just enough wind today to be annoying, right? Well, I just locked myself out now. See, it's interesting if you look at this mechanism, how it works. I get a kick out of that. And then that's pulled on by that little guy there. So now hopefully we don't have any fitting issues. Oh, I missed. I usually have difficulty grabbing onto those things. There, I got it that time. Yeah, there you go. Goodbye. Talk to you tomorrow. Then we have this kind of sub plate that goes over top. They're a very different kind of knob. I'm having difficulty. Found it. Found the hole. That should be good right there. Then this trim piece snaps on, and then the knob snaps on. Or does it? Oh, this thing's not sitting right. I need more depth this way. These guys have an adjustability this way. So if I loosen that up, you can turn this thing. Right about there might be better. Let's give that a try. Yeah, there's more fitting to these things, but that's so you have an overall better fit, right? Yeah, that's gonna be good like that. And it looks like we have to push the little nub in to get it to snap back on. There's a little release button. There's a pin you stick in there. They give you those in the kit when you buy them typically. Didn't bring it out with me, but there. Now let's see how well this fits. Hopefully, oh, yes, very good, sir. And to lock it, you just press the nub in, right? And then it automatically unlocks. I've had this on that shed for, well, a year now, and it didn't freeze up in the winter, so that's a definite selling point. The interesting feature that these guys have is if you press and turn, then it doesn't unlock, it becomes exit only, which is a great thing to have on your house if you throw a party and people crash over and they let themselves out in the morning. They can get out without having to unlock the knob. I remember this one party when I woke up, all my doors were friggin' unlocked, and that's back when I lived on the other side of the tracks. All right, so this strike plate sucks arse. It is, however, in just the right position. So I want to copy the measurement over so that I can duplicate it. Okay, that sucked. I need the pencil. What am I doing with this big fat marker? Old worn out strike plate, sir. Old worn out strike plate. I got a nice replacement strike plate, and this is the kind that comes with those commercial grade knobs. But as an extra added value, I can't find the one that came with that knob. That's awesome. So spend more money, right? Just gotta copy that measurement right on there. It's handy when you had a well-fitted strike to begin with. It takes the guesswork out of placing the new one. Placing the strike is probably my least favorite part of fitting a doorknob, because if you screw it up, and I have, see, I felt it just move. If you screw it up, then your door doesn't close right. Oh, as soon as I put my straight edge down, I move. Okay, well, you know what? I didn't move the bottom. So let's get a pilot hole in there. All right, now we can adjust the pitch. Like that should be good, actually. Can we test fit the door? There might be enough room to latch it. Yeah, that's perfect right there. As an extra added bonus, the tolerance in the door means I don't even have to get out the chisels and fix on that. That's nice. So look at the clearance in there. There's well enough. And because it's surface now, there's like, what can I say? It's a tighter fit now. Oh, see, here's the thing you have to watch out for. The little finger has to sit on the edge of the plate and not in. That's what prevents the lock from getting jimmied. Now, because of the flex of this door, you can push a little bit more and the finger goes in. That's wrong, but at least it closes nicely without that problem. So sweet, we're done here with that. So now I have officially the doorknob I want on here. It's a safe neighborhood, so I don't really worry about having a deadbolt. Not really gonna store much in here. But this is the kind of workshop shed that I'm gonna be in and out of it. I'm gonna wanna have a proper doorknob that I can, you know, go and close behind me. Not like the other shed. The other shed's storage only. I open it, get my stuff, close it, lock it. Now, this thing, I don't like that. Pull those screws out, then we have to caulk that hole shut. This thing's still in good condition too, so it can be repurposed, spare parts. I think this is TSP. Oh, I got a firm clean anyway. I don't know that I have a color for that, so I'm pretty much this same silver caulk I've used everywhere else. Fill those holes. I'm surprised this stuff hasn't super hardened on me. Usually if you don't use it all in the first day, it's like, it's dry by the next time you try to use it. Well, let's just see if we can wipe it down nice. Oh, that hole emptied. That's nice. Ah, that one hole has just like the slightest pinhole in it. You just kind of want to, no, it opened up more. Oh, wait, there, I got it. Okay, as long as it dries like that, we're good. Now, another thing I was hoping to fix on is these door wipers are completely blown. Oh, well, the old ones come off easy enough. That's nice. Saves me a lot of trouble. Door wipers are surprisingly not cheap for just a strip of vinyl. 25 bucks a piece for these things. But, well, hopefully I get some longevity out of them. Okay, these ones are just a touch too small, but probably start from this side. Looks like I got just the right length. If the door was any longer, I would have been in trouble. It's binding up here. That was trickier than I expected. Need something smooth to guide it in. Maybe a piece of cardboard? Yeah, that's better. Kind of. Press it in from the front, slide it over the back. Oh, I think this is the best strategy. Yeah, there we go. Except for the very edge. Come on. There we go. Now let's see how that lines up when I close it. A little bit tight, but good. Boom. Apparently this screws it to place. They give you some screws with it. Are these screws gonna go in on their own? No, we better pilot the holes. Need a smaller bit though. The bit simultaneously walked and broke. That's amazing. Thank you. Turns out this steel is tougher than it looks. Maybe these bits are cheap and crappy. Probably the latter. That was amazing. Wow. Those screws are semi-awesome. All right, that's on now. Just a case of trimming off the excess. It'll probably be harder than it looks also. You know what? Snip, snip, snip. Yeah, that's ugly, but it works. Except for this little bit here now, where water's gonna wanna get in. That was the only water leak issue that I had. Water got in underneath the door. Not a lot, but you know what's awesome? It doesn't touch the bottom. But I guess it doesn't have to. There's this nice lip here that's gonna direct water away from it. It's better than what was there before. Now I just have to do that again on the other door, which is not worth filming because it's the same thing over. Fitting it on the other door was a bit interesting because, for one, the length, without being trimmed, overlaps nicely with this thing, which might be better for keeping the water out of the shed, but I'm worried that it would channel water in underneath the door, and we wouldn't want that to happen. Maybe I'll keep it like this and seal it with a bit of caulk so that it can't get in under the door, because I kind of like that. Now, mind you, it definitely fit interesting. I had to cut out for the cane bolt. Other than that, I think we're good now. It's a tighter fit. Cane bolt still latches. This one's being weird. What the heck? Why won't you turn? Oh, there it goes. Oh. I guess we're good here. Bud. Yeah, I think I'll caulk up those seams. The shed is now officially physically complete. New wipers assembled, screwed down, painted, proper doorknob installed. This thing's ugly, but I'm probably gonna leave it because, well, it was free. Maybe I'll put that other lever on there just so it matches. Or not, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Move on to the next steps.